DreAllDay.com.
We about to talk about having a bulletproof mindset. And people ask me all the time about the mental side of sports, the mental side of life. A lot of people ask me questions like, Dre, how do you develop that confidence? How do you develop the belief? How do you develop the mental strength to keep going? And see what Raider Nation Raw says. If you pump 500 hearts, you got to leave and come back to give more hearts because it don't count more than 500. So if you do 4,000 hearts, somebody gave me 4,000 hearts this morning, only 500 of them count. So you got to leave and come back. Everybody got that? All right, so look. People ask me, how do you develop that bulletproof mindset, that mental strength? What's up, J Rocks? How do you just keep going when negative things are happening? You can get bad situations. How do you get through it? And people ask me, sometimes people ask me as if it never happens to me. Like, do you have, all right, yes, this isn't going to go on YouTube, Malik, definitely. So people ask me, Dre, do you never have bad days? Do you never get negative thoughts? Do you never get setbacks? How do you stay mentally strong, mentally tough through all those things happening? And here's the thing. Here's the number one thing that you got to understand about what I'm going to share with you is that every person you know, I don't care who they are, how successful they are, how confident they appear to be, how much do you think they have everything going their way, everybody has setbacks. Everybody has, I guess, what you could call bad days. I wouldn't even say I had bad days, but everybody has things that happen to them over the course of a day that you're like, damn, that wasn't the way that I wanted that to go. I didn't want that conversation to go that way. I wanted to make that sale. I didn't make it. I didn't want to lose that money. I didn't want this situation to not work out for me. I wanted this company to choose my product over choosing that other person's product. Everybody has these situations and setbacks that happen. Here's the number one thing. Here's the one tip that you need to understand, that people who stay in that bulletproof mindset, who stay in that confident, positive mindset all the time, perpetually, what they're doing that a lot of people are not doing is very simple. It's not that we don't get the negative feelings, not that we don't get the negative thoughts. What it is we identify and replace them quicker and more strongly than most people do. That's all it is. And you can become one of those people. If you want to have that bulletproof mindset, that strong mentality that stays with you perpetually, all you have to do is be able to identify your negative thoughts when they happen and replace them with the type of thought that you want, the positive thoughts that you want, quicker and stronger than you have been already. And you can always be faster. You can always be stronger. So you can always do better with things like that. So look at it this way. Let's just say, let me think of an example. You think of an example, you go and you're a salesperson. You go and you try to make a sale. You try to make your sale. You're selling a $10,000 product. People don't buy the thing that you tried to sell. You walking out of there, you're like, damn, I just missed out on a commission that would have made me a couple $1,000. I just blew this one. I'm not making this money today. I might not make any sales this week because I missed out on this sale. I might lose my job. You got these thoughts that might be flying through your mind. What a lot of people do is they get that negative thought and they let it marinate. You ever see one of those crock pots? My mom used to cook in a crock pot. She would start cooking some food, some meat at like 8 o'clock in the morning. It would cook till like 6 o'clock at night, and then we would eat for dinner. So what happens is, all right, so Eternal Sunshine said I'm speaking to her. Absolutely. How you get that little arrow thing there? I don't know how you do that, but definitely. Xandru Vieira, definitely glad to see you in here for the first time. But thing is, when you get those negative thoughts, what a lot of people do is they start to marinate on that negative thought, and what happens is your brain starts delivering more of whatever you're focusing on. We talk about this all the time. Whatever you focus on, you will create more of. And this works for everything, ladies and gentlemen. So if you focus on money, guess what you're going to start doing? You're going to start finding ways to create more money because your subconscious mind is working for you. If you focus on positivity, you're going to create more positivity. What's going on, Cade Robillard? Well, I'm glad. Hopefully this is good information that you're getting here, so you're going to follow me so you can catch the more information next time I do it. If you focus on trying to find a date, you're going to start seeing people who are possible date options. Anything that you focus on, your mind is going to start creating. Not because your conscious mind is so great, because your conscious mind is always thinking about whatever's in front of you, whatever you happen to decide to think about. What I'm referring to is your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind goes to work on whatever information you feed it routinely and habitually and emotionally. Anything that you are emotionally attached to, when you feed it to your subconscious mind will start working on it even without your input, even without you telling it to do it, even if you don't even want it to do it. Anything that you're putting into your mind consistently, your subconscious mind is going to work on it while you're not doing anything. You know how when you go to sleep, do you have any conscious thoughts? No, you're not thinking about anything while you're sleeping, but your subconscious mind is working on whatever you've been delivering to it. So the last thing that you give your mind before you go to sleep, let's say you have an argument with somebody, or you have some negative thoughts, or maybe you read a good book, or you watch a video that motivates and inspires you, or you review your list of goals, whatever you give your subconscious mind before you go to sleep, your mind is going to work on that all night, that whole 8 hours or 5 hours or 10 hours or however long that you're sleeping. You understand that? And the thing about how to deliver to your subconscious mind is not just the last thing you give it, is whatever you're giving it habitually over and over and over and over again. Because how many of you know somebody who, when you're around them, no matter what happens, they always find a way to kind of think of it negatively. They always find a way to get mad. They always find a way to get annoyed. They always find a way to say, damn, we made $1,000 now. Why wasn't it 2,000? They just find a way to get annoyed, negative, angry about everything that happens, no matter what it is. Do any of you know somebody like that? Have any of you been like that yourselves? Yeah. All right. So people know people just like that. And why is that? It's not because they just decided in that moment to do it. It's because they created a mental habit of thinking negatively about situations. No matter what happens, they just create a mental habit. Now, on the other hand, how many of you know somebody who's they always seem to be upbeat? They're always upbeat. They're always happy. No matter what happens, they find a way to be excited about it. They find a way to be pleasant about it. They could go to the airport. I remember Zig Ziglar said the story. He went to the airport and the counter lady at the airport said, your flight has been canceled. And he was like, that's great. And every time, whatever news that lady at the counter gave him, oh, you can't get a flight tomorrow morning. He said, great. You can't get a flight in the afternoon either. You got to stay here till tomorrow night to get out. And he said, that's excellent. He had been on the road 20 days, but he found a way to be happy about it. How many of you know some people like that? They always just find a way to be positive, excited, just always up. They just seem to always be up all the time. Do you think that that's just something that they were blessed with that nobody else can have? Absolutely not. It's because for some reason, maybe they're doing it on purpose, maybe they're doing it by accident, they're feeding themselves positive thoughts at all times. And you can we all know that you can control your thoughts, but people sometimes ask, well, what are some other ways I can do it? Because we all know controlling our thoughts, sometimes when we have those habits that we're fighting against, you try to change a habit, the habit's going to fight back because that's how it became a habit. It got that strong. So what can you do? You need to deliver to your mind the type of ideas, thoughts, and emotions that you want to have at all times. So what kind of ideas, thoughts, and emotions do you want to have? You have to answer that question. Then you need to find those materials and start delivering yourself that stuff. It might be somebody on Periscope that you watch. It might be books that you read. It could be YouTube videos. It might be audios. It might be music. You start to immerse yourself in these things. I talk about this all the time. You immerse yourself in these things. What's going to happen is your brain is going to begin, once you keep doing it, your brain is going to begin delivering you the same things you've been given to it. Your subconscious mind will start delivering back the things you've been given to it. So here's the challenge. It's not going to happen in one day. Just because you start doing it right now doesn't mean that you're going to automatically have all these positive thoughts by tomorrow. You have to keep doing it and create a habit and create a lifestyle out of it. One of my business partners uses a great analogy. It's kind of like, any of you ever put a cup, like you drink something out of a cup, like a shake or a soda, and you put it in the sink and you let the water run through it? For the first few seconds as the water's running in, you still got all that residue from whatever you were drinking that's in the cup, right? That's like that negative energy, those negative habits, those negative habitual thoughts. You understand what I'm saying? While the water's running in, it is putting clean water in there, positive thoughts, but it has to rinse out all the negative residue first. So it's going to take a few seconds for all the negative residue to get rinsed out as long as you keep the water running. The challenge a lot of people have is that they start running the water, then they see they're still getting the negative thoughts. They're like, this doesn't work. And then they turn the water off. And then they wonder why they didn't get the result that they wanted. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to turn the faucet on of positive thoughts and keep letting it run over and over and over and over. Just let it run. Just turn on the faucet and walk away. And let it overflow. Is eventually going to rinse out all the negative residue of those negative thoughts. And then all you're going to have is clean positive thoughts. But you know what happens if you turn off the faucet and you just let that clean water sit there? Eventually that clean water starts to get stale and dirty. And this is the thing that a lot of people miss out on also. If you let that faucet stop running and you got clean water sitting there, for a while it's going to be good. For a while you're not going to have any problems because you got that clean water sitting there. But after about a week, a month, a few days of clean water just sitting there, it starts to become stale water. It's not as vibrant anymore. It's not as energetic anymore. You have to keep filling the cup. Always. There's no point when you can stop filling it. Until the day you die, you have to be feeding yourself the positive information, positive energy, positive reminders of whatever it is that you want to create in your life. The more you do it, you'll keep having that stuff come in. But as soon as you stop, you open the door for some negativity to come in. So you had to be able to. Here's the one thing that I want to focus on this video is that when you get a negative thought, when you get a negative idea or a negative emotion, you have to become aware of your thoughts. Be very aware of the way that you're thinking. Be aware of the conversation going on in your mind. And as soon as a negative thought enters, you identify it, like there's a negative thought, replace it with a positive thought. And how are you going to get into the habit, the skill, being able to replace a negative with a positive so quickly? Is because the positives you've been feeding yourself every single day are going to be right there in your subconscious mind just waiting to go. It's kind of like soldiers. You ever see, like, watch a war movie or a video game, you got all those soldiers sitting there, they just waiting to shoot somebody. Those are your positive thoughts sitting in your subconscious mind. Like, all right, we ready. There's 1,000 of them right here. You've been feeding these to me every day. As soon as you tell me I need to get rid of something negative, I'm ready. Just tell me where it is. I got it. I'm going. But guess what? If you haven't been feeding yourself that stuff, you haven't been building up your army of positive thoughts, you don't have any soldiers to send out to fight the negativity. You understand? So if you have an army with no soldiers, no positive thoughts that you've been feeding yourself every day, as soon as you get a negative thought, you don't have anybody to go fight that negativity. So you got to build up your army, build up your soldiers every single day so that when it's time to fight, your army is ready. You rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Everybody has heard that phrase before, right? So can I take any questions from the studio audience here? We're talking about the bulletproof mindset. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that y'all like that analogy right there. And make sure you are following me. If you're not following me right now, make sure you are following me here on Periscope. You turn on your notifications so when I come on here live with a scope, you can catch it immediately. And I'll appreciate everybody who taps the screen. Tapping the screen for the hearts over there. That's your way of just showing appreciation for what I'm doing. My favorite books and authors. All right. I talk about this often, but I'll answer the question again because I encourage people to read. You know how they say readers are leaders. But top 5 books, favorite books. He didn't even ask me top 5. Favorite books: 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins, The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill, The 50th Law by Robert Greene and 50 Cent. What else do I like? Success Through Stillness by, Russell Simmons. Who else wrote some books that I like? The Face Reader. I forgot that woman's name. It's called The Face Reader. Just look that up. Vivid said, didn't make the basketball team again this year. Encouraged me to keep playing. Yeah, keep working. Yeah, 48 Laws of Power. Think and Grow Rich. Yes, Napoleon Hill. Actually, I like The Law of Success even better than Think and Grow Rich. I like it better by Napoleon Hill. But they're both great books. Listen, if I mention an author to you, you don't have to even look up one book. Get every book they ever wrote. So if I mention any author, read all their books. Malcolm Gladwell is another one. A book on positivity, look up The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. Look up Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. He's the same guy who wrote the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. All right, Raider Nation Raw, I appreciate it, man. Have a good day. Anyone else got a question? Does that answer your question? Person who asked me about favorite books and authors. Malcolm Gladwell, Tim Ferriss, Tucker Max are a few more. Russell Simmons is a good one. Anyone else got a question? Can I take any more questions from the live audience? This is Dre Baldwin, Dre All Day TV. You watching right now, Work on Your Game University. We talking about having a bulletproof mindset, confidence, and belief. What's going on, Daddy Cool 405? Where are you checking in from? Have I read the Google story by David Wise? I did read the get David Wise. Yeah, I did read the Google story. Relentless by Tim Grover. I forgot about that. Yes, Tim Grover is a great one. Dream Young King. Do I still hoop daily? You see the YouTube channel, don't you? Kate Robillard says from Michigan. All right, Kate, is that male or female? My take on showing up early in life. What do you mean by showing up early? Like coming to work early, coming to the gym early? Is that what you mean, showing up early? Any other questions that anybody else got? Bring the questions in, because when the questions stop, that's when the scope stops. So if y'all got questions, let me know. Everybody here who's watching me for the first time, I appreciate you checking me out. Hopefully you have been empowered and informed and entertained here and understand I do this all the time. My take on showing up early, yeah, I like doing things early. Wake up early, get the work in early, finish assignments early, do things earlier than most people. Yeah, I like that. I mean, it doesn't make you bad or good. It's just what I like. Kay says, now following art. Appreciate to have you here. Day to day, fiery darts come when we learn to deal, but what about overcoming tragedies? Well, hey, it's the same thing. It's just a bigger dart. Internal sunshine. I mean, not to say that you can't be, not to say that you're not going to grieve or have any negative thoughts. Like I said, it's just the quicker that you're able to get through it. I see you, Cade. I appreciate that. How to take action immediately, because just saying do it never works for me. Go take action right now. If it's something you need to take action on, go do it right now. Just do it. So anybody got it? Anybody else got a question? We are talking positivity. We're talking having a bulletproof mindset. We're talking belief. We're talking success. I mean, this is all part of success. You want to be successful. Successful means you're going after goals. You can't go after your goals with a negative frame of mind. Your mind won't allow you. If you're thinking negatively, you're going to start acting negatively. If you're thinking positive, you're thinking success, you're going to start acting on the success that you want. Whatever way you define your success, whatever goals you have, you go after. Whoever that is in the purple and orange, I appreciate y'all. Tapping the screen with the hearts. Any other questions that I can take here? This is Dre Baldwin. I'm answering questions. We got anybody? Katie said, let's go to 1 million hearts. All right, how many do I have now? All right, Wavy said, I hate being hesitant when I know I'm supposed to do something. You need to create a motivation to go do it. Read Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within. That's a great book that kind of addresses that. Worst failure is no one particular thing I would think of as worst failure. Maybe I haven't had it yet. Any other questions I can take from the live studio audience? I will take 1 or 2 more questions and then we'll wrap this one up. If nobody has a question, then we'll wrap it up now. Any questions from anybody here? Anybody else got a question? My thoughts on the law of attraction, like The Secret. Yeah, I like that book. Law of attraction works. Things that you pay attention to, you get. That's exactly what it is. You pay attention to it, you get it. And of course, just because you're paying attention to it don't mean it's just going to come to you. It's not like $1 million that's going to drop in your lap or even $5. But if you're thinking about it, you're going to act on it. So they didn't really talk about that, but the idea is the same thing. Proudest achievement, I think, or greatest accomplishment, I think, Eternal Sunshine asked me. I wouldn't even name one particular thing. I say right now. Everything I'm doing right now is my greatest achievement. Everything I do every single day. All the stuff that I mentioned at the beginning of this scope, all of it. All right, so we wrapping this one up, ladies and gentlemen. We are out of here this afternoon. I may come back and do another scope later on today. If you follow me, you'll know because it'll come on live on your phone. Make sure you got your notification on so you get it on your phone, even if you're in text or if you're in Twitter or if you're on Facebook or you're reading a book. It don't matter. Just end it immediately and come check out this Periscope because you ain't going to want to miss none of the heat that's coming out of here. Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com is the website. You want to read my first book, Buy Again, you get it for free on my website. The pop-up will come up as soon as you come to the website. Thank you, Eternal Sunshine. You be blessed as well. Everybody have a great afternoon. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com. Watching this video, I'm sure you were entertained. Make sure to stay connected with me on all your favorite social networks. Twitter and Periscope at DreAllDay. Instagram, Dre Baldwin. Facebook /Work on Your Game. You can bookmark my YouTube channel by subscribing, of course. And the website is workonyourgame. That's .me. Workonyourga.me. And of course, my homepage is my website, DreAllDay.com, so you can know exactly what I'm doing, exactly when I'm doing it, and how you might be able to be involved. Work on your game.